大家好，我是阿婉。张又侠落马，习近平清洗解放军高层行动再升级。中国国防部周六表示，中国军队中地位仅次于国家领导人习近平最高将领已被立案调查，并被指控存在严重违纪违法行为。这是习近平清洗解放军高层行动中迄今为止最令人震惊的一次升级。这名将领是中央军委副主席张又侠。中央军委是控制中国武装力量的最高领导机构。国防部还表示，军委另一名成员负责领导联合参谋部的刘振立上将也将正在接受调查。官方通报未具体说明两人涉嫌哪些不当行为。在习近平多年来清洗军队高层及其所谓腐败和不忠行为的运动中，张又侠的落马是迄今为止最激烈的一步。鲜有中国官员在被公开宣布接受调查后最后会被证明清白。更令人震惊的是，张又侠似乎一直是习近平的亲信，两人相识已有数十年。这一举动在中国军事史上前所未有，等同于对最高统帅层的全面清洗。长期关注中国高层政治的前美国中情局分析员克里斯托弗 约翰逊在谈到对张又侠的调查时说，随着这两名将领实际上的被撤职，中央军委只剩下两名成员，主席习近平以及负责监督习近平军队清洗行动的张升民将军。习近平在2022年任命的6名中央军委成员，如今只剩下1名。现任中国战略集团总裁的约翰逊表示，习近平似乎已经认定军队中的问题根深蒂固，无法指望最高指挥层自我纠错，只能依靠正在崛起的新一代的军官。他说，习近平显然已经决定必须彻底清除目前这一代，才能找到一批没有被污染的人。就连张又侠这样的发小也被清洗，说明习近平的反腐决心如今已没有任何界限。张又侠可能出事的传言已流传数日，因为官方新闻报道中留下了线索。他和刘振立缺席了一次中共会议，不过张又侠过去也曾一度从公众视野中消失，而一名高级官员通常会隐身数月后，党内才会正式确认其正在接受调查。台湾国防部资助的智库台北国防安全研究院的解放军问题专家苏子云表示，迅速宣布张又侠落马，似乎是为了遏制此事可能对习近平造成的政治冲击。这个可能对 PLA 的士气会是很大的打击。苏子云在接受采访时说，他指的是这样一位看似不可动摇的指挥官被撤职。研究机构兰德公司的政治学者研究中国军队的梅珊珊指出，张又侠和刘振立也是解放军在实际作战事务上的2名最高指挥官，他们被撤职将造成经验上的真空。梅珊珊说，目前在最高层级没有人具备实战经验，也没有人负责训练和演习，这将造成非常严重的打击，而且这还可能只是开始。现年75岁的张又侠此前似乎一直被排除在习近平不断扩大的清洗行动之外。两人的父亲都是毛泽东革命战争时期的老兵，彼此相识。习近平还打破惯例，让张又侠在约70岁的退休年龄后继续留任。但苏子云认为，习近平 对指挥官忠诚度的担忧，似乎还是压倒了他对张又侠的个人情感。我认为这反映了习近平个人强烈的不安全感，这也正是他清洗军队的一个重要因素。自2023年以来，一波又一波的高级指挥官、军官以及军工企业高管被撤职并接受调查，有些人甚至在没有任何解释的情况下从公众视野中消失。这一轮清洗最初是集中在火箭军身上，该部队掌管中国大多数核导弹和许多常规导弹。随后调查又波及海军上将、战区司令以及中央军委成员。许多被针对的军官都是从习近平自2012年上台后亲自提拔的。当时他誓言要清除军队中根深蒂固的腐败问题，但执政10年之后，他似乎已认定自己亲手挑选的一些亲信也染上了军中腐败的痼疾。这种腐败在历史上往往会表现为通过合同或晋升收受贿赂。调查对军队造成的冲击，在去年中共召开的一次中央军委会议上已清晰可见。根据亚洲协会研究中国政治的学者刘蒙的统计，2022年进入该委员会的44名现役军官中，有23人，约2/3已被清洗或从公众视野中消失。分析人士认为，习近平似乎有自己的盘算，认为从长远来看，这场对军队的整顿将使其更加廉洁、更忠诚，也更有能力执行他的目标，比如对拒绝中国主权主张的民主岛屿台湾施加压力。但在当前以及未来可能数年内，这些清洗行动造成的动荡，反而可能让习近平对其指挥官是否做好了作战准备更加缺乏信心。苏子云说，这是一个两难，因为他要先把所谓贪腐的这些人清除掉，但是对解放军来说，你把这些高层的人清理掉了，那么等于说整个经验就没有了。张又侠是少数拥有丰富实战经验的中国将领之一。作为一名将军之子，他在中国最近一次战争1979年爆发并持续多年的中越边境冲突中担任前线官员并崭露头角。他后来升任总装备部部长，负责武器采购事务，并于2017年被习近平提拔进入中央军委。对张又侠来说，拥有作战经验，而且几乎是仅存的几位拥有这种经验的人之一，至少在习近平眼中是一个加分项。在张又侠被宣布接受调查前，曾长期研究中国军队的前中情局分析员约翰卡尔福在一次采访中说，但分析人士推测，张又侠在总装备部任职的经历可能早已埋下他落马的伏笔。该部门由于掌管军火合同而被视为腐败的温床，其他同样出身总装备部的将领也已被清洗，包括前国防部部长李尚福。习近平或许需要多年的时间来培育一批新的被认为值得信任的军官，同时还必须填补中央军委人员的空缺。苏子云来说，未来他要重建这些指挥链上，可能还需要5年以上。那短期内说要打台湾的可能性就更低一些了。读完没想到来说，就是从结论上来看，还是一个好消息，至少暂时不能打台湾了。那还是一个比较积极的信号吧。然后其次是看到一个点，就是原本信任的那一批人上了，那接下去就是怀疑的种子已经种下，那很难 很难，就是亲信就真的很难再信谁了。可能最亲近他的人，也许是司机这一类，反而会得到更加被信任。Xi's purge of China's military brings its top general down. China's top general, second only to Xi Jinping, the nation's leader in the military command, has been put under investigation and accused of grave violations of discipline and the law. The Ministry of National Defense said on Saturday the most stunning escalation yet in Mr. Xi's purge of the People's Liberation Army elite. The General Zhang Youxia is a vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, the Communist Party body that controls China's armed force. Another member of the commission, General Liu Zhenli, who leads the military's Joint Staff Department, is also under investigation, the Defense Ministry said. Its announcement did not say what earlier general was alleged to have done wrong. General Zhang's downfall, few if any Chinese officials placed publicly under investigation are later declared innocent, is the most drastic step so far in Mr. Xi's years-long campaign to root out what he has described as corruption and disloyalty in the military senior ranks. It is all the more astonishing because General Zhang seemed to be a confidant of Mr. Xi, who has known him for decades. This move is unprecedented in the history of the Chinese military and represents the total annihilation of the High Command. Christopher K. Johnson, a former Central Intelligence Agency analyst who follows Chinese elite politics, said of the investigation of General Zhang. With the two generals effectively out, the Central Military Commission has just two members left, its chairman, Mr. Xi, and General Zhang Shengmin, who has overseen Mr. Xi's military purge. Mr. Xi has now removed all but one of the 6 generals has he appointed to the commission in 2022. Mr. Johnson, the president of China's Strategic Group, a consulting firm, said Mr. Xi seemed to have concluded that problems in the military run so deep that he could not trust the top command to cure itself and must look to a new cohort of rising officers. He appears to have decided he must cut very deep generationally to find a group not tainted. Mr. Johnson said the purging of even a cheerful friend in Zhang Youxia shows there now are no limits to Xi's anti-graft zeal. Rumors that the general might be in trouble had spread for days, since official news reports left clues that he and General Liu had been absent from the Communist Party meeting. But General Zhang has disappeared from view before, and a senior officer is usually out of sight for months before the party confirms that he is under investigation. The speed with which General Zhang's ouster was announced seemed intended to staunch the potential demand for Mr. Xi, said Zhu Zhiyun, an expert on the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, at the Institute for National Defense and Security Research in Taipei, a body founded by Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense. This could be a big blow to morale inside the PLA, Mr. Shu said in an interview, referring to the removal of a seemingly invulnerable commander. General Zhang and General Liu was also the PLA's two top commanders for practical operation tasks, and their removal will leave the gap in experience, said San Mei, a political scientist at ARENT, a research organization who studies China's armed force. There's no one right now at the highest level who has operational experience or who is in charge for training and exercise, Ms. May said. This is going to cut very deep, and there is more to come, possibly. General Zhang, 75, has seemed to be cut off from Mr. Xi's widening purge. The two men's followers, both veterans of Mao Zedong's revolutionary wars, were personally acquainted, and Mr. Xi has kept General Zhang in office beyond the customary retirement age of about 70. But Mr. Xi's worries about the trustworthiness of his commanders seemed to finally outweigh whatever attachment he felt to the general, Ms. Xu said. I think this reflects Xi Jinping's personal sense in insecurity, and that's a major factor in his purge of the military, he said. Since 2020, Xi, with all top commanders, officials, and executives for arms manufacturers have been removed from office and placed under investigation, or in some cases has disappeared from view without explanation. The first purge in that way focused on China's Rocky Force, which operates most of its nuclear missiles and many of its conventional ones. Ensuing investigations took down admirals, regional military commanders, and members of the Control Military Commission. Many of the targeted officials had been prompted by Mr. Xi since he took power in 2012, vowing to cleanse the armed force of endemic graft. But after a decade in charge, he seemed to have concluded that some of his own hand-picked protagonists had been infected by the military corruption, which historically has often involved taking bribes for controls or promotions. The investigation's toll on the military was visible at a meeting last year of the Communist Party Central Committee, a council of top officers. Of the 44 uniformed officers appointed to the committee in 2022, 29, roughly two-thirds, had been purged or were missing, according to calculations made by Neil Shormos, a researcher on Chinese politics at the Asian Society. Mr. Xi seems to have calculated that the in the longer term, his shake-up of the military will make it less corrupt, more loyal, and more effective in pursuing his goal, like putting pressure on Taiwan, the island democracy that rejects China's claims of sovereignty. But for now, and potentially for years, the disruption caused by the purge could give Mr. Xi that confidence that his commanders are ready for combat. Analysts have said it's a dilemma, said Mr. Xu, the Taiwan-based analyst. He wants to first get rid of these so-called corrupt people, but for the PLA, if you clear out the highest level official, that means a whole lot of experience is gone. General Zhang was among the few Chinese commanders with extensive experience in battle. The son of a general, he gained prominence as a frontline officer during China's last war, a border conflict with Vietnam that began in 1979 and lasted for years. He rose to become head of the General Armaments Department, which is in charge of procuring weapons, and Mr. Xi prompted him to the Central Military Commission in 2017. For张又侠, having combat experience and being one of the only deaf who had any, has to add to his luster, added to Xi Jinping. John Cover, a former Central Intelligence Agency analyst specializing in the Chinese military, said in an interview before General Zhang's dismissal was announced. But analysts speculated that General Zhang's time in the General Armaments Department, which, because it controls armed contracts, became known as a honeypot of corruption, may have planted the seeds of his downfall. Other generals who rose through the department have also been purged, including Li Shanghu, a former defense minister. Mr. Xi, many years or more to nurture a new crop of presumptively trustworthy officers, and he must also fill the depleted ranks of the Central Military Committee. To rebuild this trend of current may take him 5 years or longer, Mr. Xu said. The trends of an attack on Taiwan in the short term have been lowered. Thanks for your listening, and hoping your life fully with happiness and joys. And don't forget to subscribe me. Thank you.